All right, guys. So what we're going to do today is, welcome back. This is Joat of Ludus. So we have a survival series going on, and I have made a couple of dramatic errors. If you guys want me to fix that and continue on with that one, I will. But what we're going to try and do is start a game. So we're just going to start a fresh season. We'll call it Season 2. It's going to be a survival game. We're going to call this Joat Let's Play Season 2. Cool. I'm not going to mess with trying to repeat the previous seed. We're just going to hit a couple of randoms. Set our difficulty settings we'll get to in just a second. Planet size is set to small. I think we're going to do a coup again. Yeah, we'll do a coup again. We'll go into this custom settings. I'm going to leave pretty much everything normal, except I'm going to check on mass and volume and CPU points. Everything else is fairly normal. I do, at least for this, I do prefer the blueprint speed to be set at instant. Click OK. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll treat this as if it was a new start, and we will. I'll try to explain HUD. We won't be doing the Robinson protocol. It's not a bad tutorial setting, but it's slowly going through some basic stuff. It's your first time playing. I suggest that you go through it. And other than that, I do in this particular run through plan on collecting all the data pads, running through the missions, and then heading off to Omicron from the 4 starter moons. So let's see how this goes. Oh, another thing, I do plan on limiting these to 30 to 40 minutes, and we'll see how that goes. Especially this first run through. There's kind of a lot to go over. Don't see. I guess it doesn't really matter much. All right, so we have crash landed.
Emergency situation detected. Robinson Protocol UCH001A initiated. Do you want to activate the tutorial help information system?
No, I am already a veteran for this kind of situation. Robinson Protocol deactivated. You can reactivate the tutorial via PDA F1, Tutorial Lab Robinson Protocol. Check the Empyropedia F1 for more game information, which is here. Tutorial, what to do next, and there's the Robinson Protocol if I want to activate it. So here we are. We've got some things on the ground. We have a survival tent, which I'll pick up. We have a PDA, which I will pick up. A couple of bandages, a couple of energy bars, a detector, a flashlight, and a survival tool. I'm going to hit the tab menu to get into my main menu. Please note the survival constructor can only use items from the inventory, not from the toolbar down here. So this is our survival constructor. We can make some emergency O2, a detector, a tent, a survival tool, antibiotic ointment, hot beverage if you're on a cold planet, helps lower your temperature, energy bars, plant proteins from vegetables, bandages, antitoxic ointment, energy drink, vegetable juice, water O2 condenser, portable constructor, and portable heater cooler. These are locked because we haven't unlocked them in the tech tree. I think we need level 3 for these, maybe. I don't remember. I'm going to do some organization and some cleanup. I'm going to throw this tent right here. This tent will allow you to sleep 8 hours. It will also, probably equally as importantly, set a spawn point if you are in a death loop that you can have a spawn point to go to. I'm going to throw this detector right here on probably 3. Flashlight kind of put in the corner, and survival tool I'm going to keep at 1. Escape, and here we are in the crash site, specifically the escape pod. The biome that we are in on this moon is the escape pod. Top right, we've got a radar or a mini map. The weather is partly cloudy. We're in the biome called the escape pod. Sunset is in 8 hours, 3 minutes game time. We're also in Talon territory, but we haven't discovered the faction yet. At the beginning here, really we need a few levels. Experience really generally isn't a problem in this game. But we have a lot of stuff that we can interact with. For instance, these plant proteins. So if I'd have to pick them up, it gave me 2 plant proteins and 100 experience. Here's our plant proteins. They do perish. They have a perish time of 23 minutes. We have various surface-bearing nodes. If I pick up my survival tool and right-click, it's got 3 modes: defense, resource, and salvage. So primarily here at the very beginning, we're looking at the resource mode, and I can see in the bottom right, well, this is another one. This is a resource info silicone bearing with 60 hit points. I got 50 experience and 1 silicon ore. So I got an explorer's token for the first time picking up silicon. Carbon substrate, ironically, did not give me an explorer's token. I'm going to throw this PDA down here. So these 2 things, bandages and energy bars, I can come down here, and in my HUD, I've got 250 of 500 health, 239 of 500 hunger. So if I shift right click, I consume some food. And then if I shift right click, I can consume a bandage to heal some of my health. I'm going to throw that bandage over here and 8. Right now, what we're doing, there really generally aren't bad guys in this escape pod area. We're just kind of running around collecting basic ingredients. I also need the experience. So these plant proteins, I just hit level 2. I can make food with. Some medicines, I can make quite a bit of stuff. This is a copper-bearing silicone node, or copper-bearing resource on the surface. I got an explorer's token for that. Now I have 2. One for the copper, one for the silicon. My intention here in this area is just to pick up everything. Some of these plant proteins will, in fact, decompose before I get a chance to use them. Some of them I will craft up here shortly. Speaking of which, I'm going to go in here to my survival constructor. 36. Each energy bar is 2 plant proteins. So I'm just going to do 10 by hitting shift left click, and it's going to put 10 into the construction queue. Some copper. I do think that this planet is quite pretty. I got another explorer token. I think that was, I guess, so now I have iron, copper, and silicon, all 3 of those basic ores. So this resource looks like a tree. It's going to give me wood. Also going to give me wood.
Commander, I am tracking a faint electromagnetic signal not far away. We should investigate, as it might be another escape pod or even a trace of the fleet.
So I'm going to mark that on my HUD location. Source signal located, marker added to the radar and HUD. And there's the scientist camp. We're going to be heading that way. I'm just going to kind of go the long way. My intention is to be at that scientist camp at nightfall in roughly 6 hours, 46 minutes. So these are smaller trees. They have 20 hit points, and they're going to yield me some plant fibers. So now I have a couple of plant fibers and plant proteins. So I got 28 plant proteins. Each of these bandages takes 3 plant fibers and 2 plant proteins. I want to get a few more of these plant fibers. This is also plant fibers. This is a new resource. Well, it's not a new resource, but it's a new resource node. The developers have decided to change the way we craft carbon substrate. So we're just gathering general resources, picking up just about everything that we find. Here shortly, once I feel like I've got enough plant fibers. We'll kind of start crafting some stuff and kind of get that working in the background while we continue to pick up stuff. We've discovered a silicon deposit. There's a big difference here. So if I go into my map, now that I've gotten close enough to discover the silicon deposit, it'll stay on my HUD. If I hit 3 and choose the detector, there's a resource that way, 605 meters away, and I can see that there's a resource there. Because I'm not close enough to discover it here, once the effects of that scanner ping go away, it will also go away. Once you've discovered it, though, it'll stay on your menu. So I've got 38. This bandages takes 3, so I can make 10. We'll do 10 of these and another 10 energy bars. I don't think I want quite yet to head directly to the scientist camp. I really would like to show up there in my mind's eye at dusk with a completely full inventory. And we need everything. So when I harvest these ground resources by hitting F, it gives me 100 experience, and these small surface nodes give me 50 experience. I need both the resource, it doesn't really matter, but just a mental note that if you're looking for some quick experience, the ground nodes are faster to harvest and double the experience. I'm really looking for like lowest hanging fruit for these resources. There's something in that direction with a question mark. We're not close enough to actually discover it. This is titanium. We will need some, don't need any right now. And it's got 1,000 hit points. It would take us 40, 50 seconds to harvest it with this survival drill. Let's see how we're doing over here. So that's all done. I think I'm going to do another 10 and another 10. I overloaded the survival constructor with more energy bars than we have resources for. I just wanted to complete it, just make all that it can. Getting plenty of plant fiber, which is good. This is confetti moss scrappings. Used for a couple of medicines. The odds are it's gonna decompose before I have a chance to do anything with it, but I'll take the 100 XP. We're going to go into the tech tree here. So I'm going to hit F1 to go into the main. We've got our player, and we've got the tech tree, factions, the PDA, your factory, the registry, the map that you're on, the system map, and then the galaxy map. So that's all accessible here. F3 gets me straight to this tech tree. I'm going to come over here to MISC. So for miscellaneous, first thing I want to unlock is this portable constructor. It was level 1. The portable heater cooler, which is level 3. I'm going to come over here to weapons, and I can get shotgun, assault rifle, and I need level 5 for the sniper rifle, which is cool. Just need more experience. This game does get quite dark, and starting on a temperate planet, I have no spacesuit. I just got a jumpsuit on. It is cumbersome without a flashlight. We have a flashlight. I'll demonstrate that once it gets dark, but without a spacesuit, it's a, well, it's a silly flashlight. So I just reached level 5. Still just gathering resources. So like I said, we're only a couple of game hours, which is really just like 5 or 6 minutes into the game, and just picking up all of these abundant surface resources here in the crash site area pretty quickly got me to level 5. We're going to get these couple of nodes right here and go back into the tech tree. F3 for the tech tree. I think I've got everything I need for like right now out of here. I'm going to go ahead and unlock the multi-tool and the ore scanner. And the weapons, I do want the sniper rifle armor. I'll go ahead and get the explosive device. I still have 29 points currently. The game typically gives you plenty of points. I don't think ever been in a position where I didn't have enough points for what I needed to unlock. Go ahead and unlock the cargo boxes. And if I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and unlock the Gatling gun for later. But if you just start opening everything up, you're going to find that you will, in fact, run out of points and won't have them when you need to get something unlocked. So I would suggest, especially for the first 10 or 15 levels, just unlocking what you know you need at the time. I'm fairly certain that you've got enough points to unlock all of them in the game. It's not a matter of what do you want to spend your points on. It's a matter of, do you have enough points to unlock what you need at the time. Since they've changed the carbon substrate recipe, they want you to craft it or find it in the surface resources. You can get rocks, you can make carbon substrate from rocks. But in this update, they've made it pretty punitive. It's 1,000 resources for a rock. So as you can see, you can be here for quite a while. It's starting to get a little bit dusky, so I think we are going to make our way a little bit more directly towards the scientist camp. While we're doing that, as this has crafted up, I'm going to go ahead and make, for now, 3 constructors, 2 portable heaters. This is a temperate planet. In my experience in this game, on temperate planet or any of the planets or moons, certain times of the day and certain regions of each individual planet can still, in fact, be a little bit hot or cold. Having one of those space heaters on you will be a benefit, in my opinion. They are ridiculously abundant, especially on this moon, with starter resources. I honestly think they could take 50 or 60% of these resource nodes out and the starter area would still be sufficiently easy. So the way the lighting works, you can already see, so with some of these color changes, it's hard to identify some of the resources as it's already just beginning to have the sun set. I do really like pretty much all of the mechanics in this game. I love that at the beginning you're in such a survival mode, and then this portion is very well fleshed out, in my opinion. And this is only a third of the game. Once you can get airborne, get spaceborne, craft your own vessels, or import your own vessels. And then you still have a solid 40 or 50% of the game, not that this is a scientific research, that's first person. You're doing first person shooters, shotguns, pistols, sniper rifles. Those mechanics work pretty well. The pathing for the mobs, I think, is still pretty wonky, but the medical side of healing yourself is, if you don't have the right medicines on you, you will pay. These are vegetables. I'm not really interested in this wheat right now. Level 6 reached. Spice, I think. Yeah. So we just left the biome of the crash site. Look top right, we're in the weather is clear, the biome is forest. We are out of the truly newbie area. But the way they've restructured this beginning site, you've got this whole moon is pretty beginning. There's no Xerax on it. There's no base attacks. The whole moon is pretty forgiving. All 4 of them, honestly. See how we're doing over here. So we almost have all 3. Once that slides up into here, I'm going to go and do 4 water O2 condensers. And keep on looting. Pretty close to that resource. See if we can figure out what it is. We cannot. I've discovered the Talon faction, which could become problematic this early, but nothing we can't overcome. Copper deposit, good. Getting close to the water, it's pretty common to find telluripods. Not the end of the world, but one of the early few aggressive creatures. For instance, defense mode. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. So this weapon is not super effective, but like most beginning weapons aren't intended to be. I think he's running, boys. He's trying to make it to the water. Didn't work. All right. Back into resource mode. Well, it's getting pretty dark. Let's head over there. Wow. There's an abundance of plant fiber. Strong whispering coming from the obelisk. Prohingen Tihor. Prohingen Tihor. So I can't see this if I'm going to put on the flashlight. So to I got a flashlight. Ooh, copper. But I can't hold the flashlight and my weapon at the same time, which is a little bit ironic, but that's all right. So we'll use that little flashlight. Oh, there's a copper node. It is officially dusk. I'm almost full on my inventory, but nobody's perfect, right? There's a couple over there. IDA. This seems to be an old scientist camp. We should search the containers and see if the console contains valuable information. I agree. So let's see here. Thought I saw two, yeah. So right now I could place a tent down. This is our scientist camp. Search the container. Heavy weapons upgrade kit. So that fills me up. So cool. I'm going to go ahead and put down a portable constructor here and one here. Keep one on me. Then open that up with F, just so that it removes the graphic. Open that up with F, and I'm just going to throw almost everything in there. Almost everything. And then I'm going to continue looting for just a sec. Save that one for a sec. Some miscellaneous bits and bobs. Tales of Tash damaged data pad. Damaged private data device found. Reconstruction of the information in the buffer memory has been partially successful. Should the existing data be read out? Yes. We've been studying the artifacts for several years now. There are 4 of them, 1 obelisk on each moon of this gas giant. We have set up a camp at each artifact and collect data without end, without making any real progress. The most boring job in the galaxy, but what else can you do to get ahead? The Xerax have stationed their Krogum here as protection, they said. More like watchdogs, I think. They think the artifacts could be useful in the fight against the Silence, but at the moment, we are in the dark. We're missing something. Close. Where can I watch the logs again? And it'll tell us. This is reconstruction of logs 1 of 16. I'm going to go back over here. IDA, these logs are partially corrupted. Maybe we can recover more information if we find more of them in other places. The information in the console might help find these, or even tell us how to get in contact with this person, Tash Aki Talon. Cool. So again, I'm just going to kind of dump all this stuff. I'm going to go and see how this is coming along. Oh, so what happened? It crafted one of those water O2 condensers because I don't remember what their requirements are now. It's just carbon substrate. So we're going to 3 more. And just out of habit, I'm going to go ahead and put down a portable heater there, just in case it gets a little chilly on us. That leaves me with this flashlight on me, the detector, 1 portable constructor, 1 heater, 21 bandages, their survival constructor. I have these things on my person, continue craft what I have in the survival constructor. And I'm going to check out this network console. All members of the expedition teams report to the responsible base commanders. Maximum alert level applies. Important vessel system error. Technician has been informed. Time since message 1005.28.8, system error. Select from the available options menu below. So we have planetary risk assessment, where it gives us general information about all of the bodies in this system. We have the location tracker. We have the planet survey, so it can tell us of the animals, plants, ores. Is it in the system or on this moon? Back to main menu. And then we have private user history. If you are accessing private data, if you are not Tash Aki Talon, please contact the network administrator immediately. Your account may have been compromised. Error, error, error. As requested several times, I have stored all military relevant findings on the artifacts, as well as the risk assessment on our operation in the network's reporting database. The entries can be accessed accessed by all consoles and the network on all moons. Hopefully, I am not going to add any of the science reports, though. I'm not doing the work again for others to take credit. I hope that by now they have at least unlocked access to the consoles for me everywhere. Back to the main menu. What I'm really concerned about here is this location tracker. We're at the scientist camp. I'm going to go ahead and select this dig site. You can get lost on your way to your own workplace. To be on the safe side, I put the coordinates in the large excavation site here. I'm going to mark on HUD. I'm going to grab this supply bunker, mark on HUD. Font of knowledge, mark on HUD. Experimental farms, mark on HUD. We'll go ahead and grab that one too. Got all that marked on HUD. So now I have an empty container here. Yeah. And the first thing that I'm going to do is, because I believe I've already unlocked it, so we have food items that we can craft. They are red if we don't have the resources to make them. I find it funny that I can make meat with one vegetable and one plant protein. Plant proteins made from one vegetables. Energy bars, steaks, which we have one, so I'll go ahead and grab it. Salami with meat and spice. A hot beverage. Many of the same things, but a few extras that we didn't have in the previous one. So now that we have a steak, I guess we had two. Oh, it's making steak from the plant, vegetables, and proteins. I didn't think about that. This game is smart enough that if you choose your final product, if it has these subcomponents in it, it'll make them automatically. So what I do want to do is this meat has a perish time of 13. The salami has a perish time of 166. Because I have the spice, I'm going to take these two meats. Oh, steaks. That's what I meant to do. Sorry. So we're going to go ahead and consume that. Go to 298. I'm going to consume it again once I have the ability to. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to leave these energy bars in the output. They seem to not perish there. And so now I'm at 401. If I shift right click again, I'm at 446 and consume one more. Puts us at 491. Now that I'm over 450, I have the very comfortable and satisfied buff. If I go to stats, I am comfortable and satisfied. I have 361 of 500 health. As long as I have that buff, I will start now 362. I will slowly regenerate health. So I prefer to keep my food over 450 as I can remember it. Not that it's super important, just to have that healing in the background. So we have food, medicines. Can't make a whole lot right now. Weapons and armor. So I am missing carbon substrate for this. I want some armor. So it's going to create all of the subcomponents needed for it. I want an ore scanner, an assault rifle, a shotgun, and a sniper rifle. Now, while it's dark and we're relatively safe, I have this second constructor here. Am I currently crafting anything? No. So let's get these down. So these are water hydrogen generators. I don't have any energy or fuel source with me that will create oxygen for me, which we will need once we eventually get into space, or if we take a teleporter from there over to one of the non-oxygen planets. So we need fuel, which is why I crafted this little guy. Wow, getting a little crazy. I'm going to throw everything in here, and I'm going to go get some wood. These logs tend to be very heavy. I'm probably going to do this twice, just completely fill up my inventory. It does not take very long to fill up your inventory with wooden logs. I'm going to say that, and this is going to be the one time it's going to take 30 minutes. But in an effort to keep these videos short, I think I'm going to get this wood crafting, and we're full. So, and then I'm probably going to call the video here. It's kind of like a first day, beginner start, get to a safe location. So in the second one, I'm just going to throw all these woods in, this wood in here. If I come into these, in order to make plant fibers, I need 1 wood log. I got 36. Fuel is made out of plant fibers. If I left click it once, I get 1. If I hold shift and left click it again, I get plus 10. If I hold control and left click it again, it's plus 100. Control shift, it's plus 1,000. And then the same thing happens here. I can go down by 1s, by 10s, by 1000s, whatever you want. So I'm just going to let this cook or craft so that I can get biofuel. And that will happen basically in the background, so that once we're ready to craft a ship, we'll have fuel for it. I'll have fuel for the O2 condensers. Just let that kind of happen on its own. All right, we're full up again. I'm going to head back to the scientist camp. Oh, by the way, it's generally not a problem because we're working so close. If I hit M for map, I'm going to grab this scientist camp POI. I'm going to scientist camp and right click. Give it show on HUD and create a waypoint. That way, while we're using it as a base, I will easily be able to find it. Fill that up. All right, so we have a suit of armor. We have an ore scanner. We have an assault rifle and a shotgun, and we're about to have a sniper rifle. Because we've unlocked them, we've also unlocked their appropriate ammunitions. So we'll just do probably 20 projectile, 20 shotgun shells, and 20 sniper rounds. I should have enough. Just in case I don't have enough nitrocellulose, let's take one of these wood logs and throw it in here. That should be good. Now we're going to throw that armor on our person. I'm going to grab this shotgun and put it in 2 and trash this flashlight. 4, 3. Yeah, I think that looks good. The last thing we will craft is a motorbike. I don't think I need all of that. $30 per, so I think 300's fine. And then on the sniper round, 15. I think I'm keeping it at 20. I'm going to grab this ammo and just to demonstrate a couple of things. So with this, with the armor on, I hit L and I have a flashlight built into it, which is quite convenient because I can also shoot. R for reload. Well, that's a shotgun. That's the assault rifle. R for reload. And now I can shoot and stuff. All right, boys. I think that's about it. I'm going to call it for this one. Leave like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do down below. And we'll pick it up after this. Thanks a bunch. See you around.